Hey guys, welcome back to Overtakes. This is Cal.
And this is Misfit.
And we're here with talking about all the different things going on off season right now in the Overwatch League. Got a few different things to cover. Let's dive into it.
Yeah, all right, let's get into this. And just remember, guys, if you're new to the channel, thanks a lot for tuning in. And we do a lot of Overwatch League coverage, 2 to 3 times a week in the off season, and then a lot more during the regular season. And obviously when we get towards BlizzCon and things start ramping up a little bit, we're going to be doing some more stuff.
Yeah.
It's been kind of a slow week or two here, besides the, the people in their rumor mills and just flinging things all over the place, and nothing seems kind of real except for a couple of noteworthy things. Wizard joined Washington, which I almost call them the Wizards.
Yeah, right? It's so right.
Well, they're pretty much going to be.
Yeah.
I think, and they also signed Janice.
Yeah.
I think they're getting a good base, and obviously those two probably kind of came as a package, I would say.
I would assume that might have been like one of the first people that he wanted them to pick up.
Yeah.
I mean, he knows his play style. Obviously, he's worked with them. They've worked together for a very long time at this point, so it makes sense. I think it's a good move for them. It's a good base to start off of.
I think so too.
Because I really do think that Janice with the right team around him can be exceptional.
Yeah, I do too. I thought maybe that my team might go for that. I thought they might dive onto him to have him and Awesome Guy. But you know what? That's okay.
Yeah.
I think that's a good start. I liked the way he played with the NYXL. It's just they had Meko and Mono. I mean,
right.
The most underrated best tank duo in the league. So I mean, they gave him playtime. Like he played a lot on the what was he, hybrid maps. He was like kind of like their hybrid tank specialist. But he'll get a lot of playing time with Washington, depending on what they do. And I mean, there's a lot of stuff, weird things going on with them. We'll get to that in a little bit.
I'm feeling though with him going there, they're absolutely going to be building around him.
Yeah, I think so too.
They're almost gonna do like what a team kind of could have done with Fissure. Where if you build the right people and put the right people around him, you make him better and he will make everybody else better.
Right. I think a lot of teams are kind of going for the formula that Philly and San Francisco kind of use.
Yeah.
And the Valiant, the Gladiators, kind of we're not committing to like a full Korean squad or a full Western squad. We're getting the best players available for the style that we want to play, which, I mean, in any sport, that's kind of what you should do.
Right, and I feel like that will eventually be the standard. It's kind of unfortunate that so many, because like one of the big things that's been going on is all of these, a lot of Korean players, especially the ones coming in from contenders, are wanting to join full Korean rosters that have full, like all from top to bottom are basically all Korean. And like, I understand why they would want to do that, because that's their comfort zone. That's what they know.
That's their culture, the whole 9 yards.
But at the same point, it's like, if you really, truly want to be a great team, it's inevitably going to be, like, Korea's not going to dominate forever.
No.
Just like in the NBA, Americans are not going to dominate forever.
Right. And even if you look at like Premier League and some of the soccer leagues, does Manchester United say, I just want all English players? And it's a weird slope that some of these guys are going on that I don't really want to dive into. But I don't know, it's kind of bothersome to me, in a way. And, like Runaways, they're holding people hostage. And you know what? Some people are just, there's going to be a point, and either fine, fuck it, buy in next year. If you're that committed to this, we want 60 million.
Yeah.
Because it seems like they're being dicks. And you know what? Whatever team they're going to be at this point, I'm about ready to start rooting against them. Because fuck them.
Yeah.
And it's not because they didn't join the mayhem either, because I don't care. It's just no, you're not a full Korean squad. No, I don't want, no. Well, you're going to be playing you're not going to be playing in Korea, first of all.
Right.
Unless you're Seoul.
And even that, and that's not even going to be the case then. Like,
yeah.
Unless you're the one that becomes the Busan expansion team.
Whenever that happens.
And then they're also actually playing in that city, like, that's just not how it's going to be. Kind of frustrating. And especially when you see a team like Philly had the success that they did by bringing in the best possible talent that they could and
from
putting them all
everywhere.
in the same room. And yeah, like they had probably the most diverse roster of any team in the entire league. And look where they were.
Yeah.
They were 2 games away from winning.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, they have.
And they beat the best freaking team in the league.
Yeah. And they
Like handily.
Yeah, they beat the pants off them.
Yeah.
A full Korean squad, by the way. Anyway.
Exactly. Like,
So
the biggest reason that the London won is because they brought it all together.
Yeah.
At the right moment. That's all it takes.
Really, that's all it takes. And it doesn't matter. I don't know. It's getting bothersome.
Yeah.
You know, and
I agree.
fine, hold teams hostage. That's great. You know, hold these owners and everything hostage, whatever you want to do. And you think you're hot shit. You know what? Ask Seoul how hot shit they are this year.
Yeah.
How many times did they were in one Apex and all that shit? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Your fucking window starts closing at a certain point. Yep. And then you know what? You have actually robbed 10 to 12 people that could be in this league out of a fucking job because you're being a dick.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm done.
Exactly.
Let's move on.
I agree. But yeah, a few other things that we wanted to touch on. The Mayhem have traded for Zephyr. This happened a little while ago, but we haven't really had a chance to talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the biggest of news, but they're filling their roster slowly but surely.
Yeah.
And this is just, I mean, we're talking off the air about this. This is kind of just going to show, I don't think it had anything to do with the talent. It has to do with the culture that was going on in Florida.
Yeah.
Because Zephyr's good. I think he's on the same level as Manton, maybe a slight tick better. But I don't know.
But I don't think it's necessarily an upgrade. I think it's more of a lateral move than anything else.
Yeah.
But like you were saying, I think they're trying to build a culture.
Yeah, and I don't think they were enamored with the culture that was going on there. And I don't mean the off the field stuff. I think that was, I mean, they were great.
Oh yeah, and those guys were super fun together. I think it's more along the lines of
the reason why they're there.
Yeah.
To win and to play. And
right. And they weren't winning. The guys that were on the team were kind of coaching themselves. I don't know how much that had to do with the coaches themselves and all that stuff, but
I'm still on the fence about those guys.
Yeah, it's a weird situation in general, but then at the same point, you do have to figure that those guys have been playing together for so long that maybe they just they weren't all that open to input.
Yeah.
In general.
And I think it goes back to like the Maverick days of like early Overwatch.
Yeah.
You know, you're part of like an organization and now you're on a team. You have a coach, but you know, now this is real shit. Right. I mean, not that the tournaments back then weren't and all that. But
this is so much more. There's so much more involved than just doing like a tournament that's going to last a couple of weeks.
Yeah, and then you hit the World Cup thing and all that. You know, I don't know, but they're slowly filling their roster now. They got pretty much. They just got to get supports really for the starting roster because you got Tavik, Saya player, awesome guy, and Zephyr right now, and you got to find yourself 2 phenomenal supports.
Yep,
and you'll be in contention in my mind because that team that's a good base. That's a good base to start.
Absolutely. I think they could. Yeah, if they get some really solid supports in there, they could be very, very good.
Yeah, and then just backfill. You know, what's extra DPS player? That's why I was kind of like, why did you get rid of Logix? But anyway, I'm going with the cultural thing. And the nature of how they played and all that kind of stuff. Because none of those guys have gotten picked up yet. But none of that stuff is really... We haven't gotten any news on any of that shit.
Yeah. And that's the thing is, like, so much... Like, these are the only really things that we've gotten confirmed coming straight from these organizations or the people themselves. Or, like, really reliable sources like Jacob Wolf, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where you know that it's, like, it's not a rumor. It's...
Yeah.
There's, like... It is 100% true, confirmed...
Yeah, because there's a lot of shit getting thrown up against the wall right now.
And that's the thing that we did want to talk about is like there's just so much information flying around right now because I mean it makes sense. Like this is the perfect storm for rumors right now. You've got 8 new teams coming into a league, so there's going to be a possibility of 12 players per team. I mean, there's a ton of activity that's going to be going on. You have all these players that got released. So the new teams are the only ones that can talk to them right now.
You have all the contenders teams from all over the world that have players that are great that are looking for spots.
You have all these contenders teams that are going to lose people to the Overwatch League. Then they're going to have to fill their rosters with new players.
Right.
So there's just so much going on right now, but so little of it is actually confirmed. And I really don't think that much of it is going to get confirmed until the next window opens, to when the established teams can start talking to these players. And then on top of that, I really don't think that we're going to get anything fully confirmed until
we're going to see a lot of action right before, and I think
around BlizzCon.
BlizzCon is, because guys, it's Blizzard. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
BlizzCon is their baby. BlizzCon is their big announcement thing, and they're going to be announcing a lot of stuff with the league, and I'm assuming a lot of it's going to be rosters, logos, gear, all that kind of stuff. Because some of the stuff came out, like the Dynasty came out. I remember like some of that stuff. It was kind of like trickling, like mid-October. You got like I think the Mayhem. The Dynasty, like you started logos.
To get some of the logos and like some of the players that they had signed showing up, but like it wasn't really until around when BlizzCon was happening that like there was the floodgates opened. You knew all the teams were, all their names, their logos, the players that most of the players that they were going to have. There was a few, like none of that really got. Or like some of that really didn't get fully settled until the deadline, which I think was like the early December.
Yeah, I think it's like December. It's the first week in December.
Yeah, because I mean in later, like a couple weeks later, they have to have their roster solidified because they got to play preseason games.
Yeah.
So that's definitely something that is going to affect those things as well.
Oh yeah, and BlizzCon is going to be interesting with that, and some of the rumors and things. I think it's not like the NFL where you see. You know, like if you guys remember Peyton Manning when he was a free agent, you see him walking into the office at Baltimore. You see him walking into Denver.
Right.
You don't see where Zephyr's going.
Right, because so much of this stuff is
you know what I mean?
Is them talking on Discord. They're talking on. I mean, no one really uses Skype, but yeah, like they're using other
streams.
They're streaming. They're doing private conversations elsewhere. So, like, a lot of those communications, like, it's all kind of hearsay on what's actually happening until it's put to pen and paper, pretty much.
Yeah,
and not even in that the fact that any teams are even using pen and paper at this point to like sign contracts is probably kind of
I don't know.
not even happening.
Wizard might use a pen and paper. he seems like a guy that could do that.
Probably also uses a quill.
Yeah. Because he's a master,
right?
Anyway, so yeah, I mean that's the thing with the rumor. It gets annoying.
Yeah,
and I want some of it to be true.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because we're looking for juice too, guys. I'm using a term that other people use.
Yes,
I mean we're looking for reactionary because I'm not digging. We're not insider guys. We never played.
Yeah,
professionally. We don't know these people. We're doing what you're doing, but we want to give you a forum to react to it. And right now, it's just like seems like a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we could be wrong, but I mean, there are things going on in Washington. People are talking shit about the general manager. Like Harsha quit San Francisco, and there's like all these rumors about him going to Washington. Now he's not. That's whatever. I don't profess to know any of that shit.
Yeah.
I want facts.
Right, exactly. And
leaking stuff is great. I want it to be confirmed, though. I want confirmation on shit. That's all I want.
Yeah, I agree. It's getting to the point of frustration where it's just like you don't even know what's real and what's not. Oh God, that's too much of a metaphor for real life right now, unfortunately. Yeah. But yeah, we don't need to get into that. But yeah, it's there's just too much going on right now where nothing is able to really be confirmed. It's kind of like I honestly don't even know if I can think of another sport that has had this type of thing because so much of this is so
and like I said, you're seeing these people show up at facilities,
right?
And local news guys that are always hanging out at the Chiefs locker room and the Chiefs facility. Somebody walks in there, they're like, "Oh yeah, we have confirmation. We saw so and so in there." And here you're not seeing Fissure talking to the Soul Dynasty.
Absolutely not.
You're not, like I said, you're not seeing Zephyr talking to people.
Right, and that's that's why I think as the league gets more and more established, I think that these things will become less and less of an issue, because we will start to, like, as it grows, those things will come with time, where you're going to have reporters who exclusively report for those organizations.
Right. And especially as it grows, like you said, as it grows, I mean, you're going to have beat-ish guys on the dynasty, and it might even start with just like one guy will cover like 2 or 3 teams, but eventually we will get to the point where every team will have their own beat reporter type of person. And I especially cannot wait for that point, because it would just, I think it'll cut down a lot of this crap, and just it'll help the league out in general. It'll help it just make things not chaotic. Right. And but then also I really think that there needs to be more just genuine journalism going on with some of these things. Like, because really the only guy that we can like truly know when he's putting out a story that it's going to be real is Jacob Wolf right now. And he's covering like 5 other esports at this point. Yeah. Like, there needs to be more guys like that, and it needs to come from more than just ESPN too. Yeah, and like the only other guy that I would say that is a good journalist, he's actually written a couple of good articles recently about, one of them was about players getting stand, like from the Eminem song. Yeah. Stand. Is Dave C at Bench Mob. He's good. And, to an extent, he's been quiet, though, this whole fucking offseason to Slasher. They at least are writers. Yeah. Thorin's a writer, too, but he doesn't care about Overwatch League. Let's just be honest. Yeah. He's more into CSGO and that kind of stuff. That's more of his, and, League. He does a couple of shows about Overwatch League. And he'll usually, but like most of the discussion kind of goes to the other people that he has on it that he's having from Overwatch League, like Monte Cristo and Doa and all of those guys that he has on his show. Right. I mean, I know he watches it because he's like, this guy is great, and I've watched him. I don't understand why people don't think he's the best, and just comments like that. But there needs to be a couple more guys. Yeah, for sure. I mean, some more established guys that are at least not being paid directly from Blizzard or any of the teams, but are able to kind of like Bleacher Report has, your Broncos guy, your Yankees guy, your Browns guy, even like an Adam Schefter, Sal Palantonio, like, even though those guys are, but like, well, he's kind of he's Mr. Philadelphia, Wojnarowski, like those types of guys. We need some more like that. Yeah. And I think some of these guys could become that, but it just needs to be a little more established in general, just so we can know that, like, okay, this guy reported it, he said it, it's true. Yeah. End of story. I mean, yeah. Well, not end of story, but like, all right, let's comment on speculation. Yeah. Because speculation, I mean, I like doing the speculation. Oh, if this guy signs that guy, I love all that shit. Like we talk, and the one of the things we said was, man, if Fissure goes to Seoul, that's going to be huge. Yeah. And another thing I heard when I was out in Vegas, I heard people talking, Envy going to Dallas. That would be huge for Dallas. Absolutely. But I haven't heard anything else since then. Right. I mean, it was just a couple of guys talking. We were talking at the Esports Arena, which we're going to do an episode about that and some of the impact it could have on Overwatch League. It's going to be later on this week. By the way, guys, if you are in Vegas, you definitely got to check that place out. It is fucking phenomenal. Yeah. And I wish I could have been there. Yeah. Talk to Greg, the manager. Well, I'll get into this. He's usually out front, greets everybody. Great guy. He will set you up, and it's like $10 an hour. You're on like super high powered equipment. You can bring all your friends in there. They'll let you play on LAN, which I don't know if you guys have never played on LAN. It's different. I didn't think it was that different for Overwatch. I haven't played on LAN since like the early. Oh my god! Unreal Tournament. I haven't played LAN since I played StarCraft in my basement with my friends, like on my parents' business computers that they had. The same thing with me, except for I was doing the Unreal. Yeah. The Unreal Tournament stuff. Was I playing? I wasn't playing Quake then. I was just playing Unreal Tournament. Your priorities. Right. Can't have too many first-person shooters in my life. Okay, guys, that's going to do it for this one. We just wanted to hit you with some news and stuff that we saw, and we wanted to give you our thoughts on things. Don't forget to hit a like, hit a subscribe. Thanks for joining us. Everyone that's been joining us new, thanks a lot. We appreciate all the likes, all the comments you guys give us, and all that kind of stuff. Just keep them going. We want to keep this, off-season hot stove, I guess. They haven't come up with a name for this. Off-season stuff. Yeah. You can't call it throwing shit up against the wall season, but, that's kind of seems like what it is in the news portion.
Let's just start calling it the off-season shit wall.
Yeah, the off-season shit wall. There we go. All right, guys, we got a name for the off-season now. The off-season shit wall. Anyway, we'll see what sticks. And if anything sticks, we'll definitely hit you guys up with some more stuff. Thanks a lot. All that good stuff. We'll see you later on in the week. You guys have a good one.
Catch you guys on the next one. Later.